Psychic education. Psychic means antaratma. So often the question has been asked, I want to live a true spiritual life, but how do I combine this work with my. तो देखिए, हम इंग्लिश में ये किताब है, इसको पढ़ कर के देख रहे हैं इसमें क्या लिखा है. Indeed, it is not easy to say focused on one's aim while living an active life in society with all its demands, entertainment, and destructive distractions. It seems almost as if the society does everything to make us forget our deeper aim in life. How can one help oneself not to forget? This book could provide some answers and exercise to those who would like to pursue their spiritual quest more actively in every area of their lives. All life is yoga, and the actual finding of one's soul happens by an act of grace. What we can do is to prepare ourselves for this marvelous moment so that we are ready to receive it. Essentially, there is but our single true reason for living. It is to know oneself. We are here to learn what we are, why we are here, and what we have to do. And if we don't know that, our life is altogether empty for ourselves and for others. Why? The soul is a spark of the divine himself. It is our innermost self. Only the soul in us knows the truth and can help us to take decisions that are based on truth. Our outer being, which is made up of our mind, our emotions, and personality, and our body, is meant to give impressions not only to the qualities of the soul but also to the decisions made by the soul. The other being should not be the decision taken because it cannot see the truth. That is so because of the process of evolution. In the evolution, God first created out of himself matter, but in matter, his consciousness is hidden so completely that it appears to be without consciousness. It is called inconscient. Rocks belong to this most inconscient layer of the creation. Since it was God wished to reveal himself more, plants evolved. This process went on and he unveiled himself even more in the form of animals and then man. The thinking animal was created. So, man is the highest form of evolution till now. His body, vital, and mental have still a lot of the original ignorance of matter in them. And that is why these parts of ourselves cannot take the best decisions. It is only when we learn to listen to our divine center, our psychic antaratma, that we can take decisions in harmony with our highest aim. When we are in contact with our psychic center, we experience the world in a different way. Everything becomes more beautiful. We stop making judgments. We see the deep harmony that exists in spite of outer appearance, and we spread loving goodwill and harmony ourselves. We realize that it is important to make our body vital and mind strong and pure, supple and open, so that they can express the psychic element in us as perfectly as possible without distortions. But one does not find the soul just like that. Usually, a long preparation is necessary. To prepare ourselves for the discovery of the psychic being is a beautiful journey, but it does need efforts and determinations on our part. We have to make a repeated effort to start living within and to create inside ourselves an environment where the psychic can come to the front. We need determinations because our mind, our vital, and our body have formed habits and preferences that they will not give up easily. God does not impose himself but is ever present and ever ready to help us. Similarly, the psychic, our divine center, does not impose itself. It has to be invited constantly. We invite it by sincerely wanting to know its truth, by becoming quiet and pure enough to hear its silent voice, and by choosing to follow it. Besides the fact that only the soul in us can know the truth and guide us, there is one more good reason to start our inner journey. We are on earth to progress. This is the reason for taking birth after birth, because our psychic can only make progress here on earth when it takes on a human body. Today, the importance of making progress has a new dimension thanks to the marvelous work done by the rishis. The next step of the evolution, the supramental consciousness, will reign on earth. This is called the truth consciousness. To be able to part of the truth creation, our psychic being will have to be continuously in front. Russians devoted their whole life to bring this new creation down in the earth atmosphere. On 29th February 1956, it came down. Years later, Mother declared that the supramental consciousness was sufficiently established on earth and that the new word that would be able to express the consciousness was born. She invited everybody who wanted to become part of this new creation to prepare themselves for it in all sincerely. Knowing this, you can understand how important it is for students who have a whole new life in front of them. That teachers are able to make them aware of the existence of the word within themselves, and that we help them to discover and remain in contact with their psychic being. Is that not given an added meaning and a new urgency for going on an inner quest ourselves? We can only help our student, our children well if we ourselves have consciously begun and experience the search for our psychic center, Antaratma. Psychic center means Antaratma, the most important element in human body. This search and discovery will give true meaning to our lives. It is the task of teachers in integral school to create an environment that helps students to find the deeper aim of their lives. When we have started ourselves to look and live within, we discover a new dimension in our life that extends itself to our work and makes it more beautiful. Real integral education is to create a classroom environment where concern for the deepest truth, trust part in the student is consciously integrated in every aspect of the teaching, learning progress, learning process that we facilitate. Are you ready for an inner discovery? Let's get to work.